jẹ́ àjọ gbádùn Àgídìgbo Radio Vision. Àgídìgbo àrà ọ̀tọ̀.
Kúròyìn àsìkò tó kún kẹ́kẹ́. Ohùn ará ìlú dígí àlọ́yè ó kọ́ lálá.
The radio station that stays on top of the news all day, every day. We are like no other. First of its kind in Ibadan, constantly on the green, giving you the best of broadcasting 24 hours. Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice.
There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies those voices, stories and reports that make the difference. This is Agidigbo News, 88.7 FM, the people's voice.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio. Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening. Welcome to the news around the world on Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan, the most listened to radio station. I am Oluwatosin Ologun. First headlines. Budget Office says 1.3 billion naira Presidential Council funds were not released. Oyo government's delegation visits rescued learners in Orire, pledges tighter security. Trump set to eat 60 countries with fresh tariffs. Liberia seizes $317 million of cocaine banned for Europe. Club takes charge of jamming, demand respect for family. Now the details. The Budget Office of the Federation has informed the House of Representatives that none of the funds appropriated for the controversial Presidential Economic Advisory Council was released or spent. The Director General of the Budget Office, Mr. Tanimu Yakubu, disclosed this today while appearing before the House Ad hoc Committee investigating the establishment of the Council and the 1.3 billion naira budgetary allocation made to it in the 2026 Appropriation Act. Mr. Taminu Yakubu further stated that the Budget Office withheld financial clearance while no recruitment or payroll approval was granted, adding that the Federal Minister of Finance and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation were also directed not to process any payment linked to the Council. The Oyo State government has reassured parents and guardians of its unwavering commitment to the safety and well-being of learners across the state, urging them not to withdraw their children from school following the recent release of abducted students and their teachers in Orire local government area. The Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Honorable Olusegun Olaiwola, who led a delegation comprising the Commissioner of Health, Dr. Oluwaserimi Ajetumobi, and the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Inclusion, Alaja Fausat Ajoke Soni, gave the assurance during a courtesy visit to the recently rescued learners and teachers at Aroro Dada, Yawata, and Esiele communities in Orire local government. As part of the visit, the delegation presented 20 packs of energy booster to the rescued learners and teachers as a gesture of care and encouragement to support their recovery, while also paying a condolence visit to the family of late Mr. John Olale, expressing the state government's sympathy over the loss and praying for the peaceful repose of his soul. Responding on behalf of the communities and residents, Mr. Oyelakin Razak expressed appreciation to the Oyo State government for identifying the victims through the visits and a presentation of relief materials. He, however, appealed for enhanced security around schools to prevent a reoccurrence of such incidents. Internship has become an essential part of tertiary education, helping students gain practical experience before entering the labor market. While internship is expected to bridge the gap between classroom learning and the workplace, students' experiences often differ depending on the organizations where they are placed. From acquiring professional skills to overcoming workplace challenges, internship continues to shape students' readiness for future careers. Agribo FM News correspondent Cynthia Ola Akinfemiwa speak with university and polytechnic students on the skills they gained, the challenges they encountered, and the value of internship. Here's the report.
Beyond fulfilling an academic requirement, internship helps students develop practical skills, gain professional experience, and prepare them for life after graduation. However, not all internship experiences are the same, as some students face challenges that limit their opportunities to learn and develop professionally. Education experts says internship remain an important bridge between classroom learning and the workplace. Speaking with Agidigbo FM, some university and polytechnic students shared the skills they acquired during their internships that they believed could not have been learned in the classroom.
How to analyze food and water. So there are a lot of analysis under food analysis and water analysis, and I was not opportune to learn that in the class because I studied chemistry when I was an undergraduate. So when I went for my IT, so I went to another field entirely. So I learned a lot on food and water analysis.
Following their experiences, the students also spoke about some of the challenges they encountered during their internships.
So my challenges here is that they don't really allow us to use the studio so much because we're not the presenter, we are just doing our IT. I'm a music student. So as a music student, you have to learn some skills and some techniques so that you're going to use it to improve yourself. But then they will not really allow. But what they don't allow, I trained myself for myself.
Finally, the students shared the value of their internship and how the experiences has contributed to their personal and professional growth.
I've been, I know how to write reports, I know how to write reports, compile news, I know how to edit my own reports, and I know how to read news, so I've improved in my communication skills in broadcasting.
Internship is a valuable learning experience that equips students with practical skills and prepare them for future careers. As students prepare for life after graduation, many believe that the lesson learned, challenges overcome, and skills acquired during internship will not only enhance their ability but also shape their careers and professional development. Cynthia Olakinfemiwa, Agidigbo FM News.
The chief imam of Agidigbo FM Central Mosque, Alhaji Zakaria Yunus Baba, today urged worshippers to uphold good character, stressing that being a person of integrity and good morals goes beyond religious affiliation. With references from the Holy Quran, the chief imam of Agidigbo FM Central Mosque, Alhaji Zakaria, highlighted the benefit of being a person of good character.
Allah also teaches us about the importance of having good character in Surah An-Nisa, Quran 4, verse 41. Allah says that if believers stay away from major sins, such as murder and unlawfully taking what belongs to others, He will forgive their minor sins.
The chief imam further encouraged worshippers to make good character a way of life, reminding them that integrity, honesty, humility, and kindness are qualities that earn Allah's pleasure and contribute to a peaceful and united society. Now it's time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Ponyamza Studio at Gidigbo FM, United Kingdom. I am Olushola Damilola. The British government said it stands ready 24/7 to defend itself after Iran said United Kingdom bases used by the US were considered legitimate targets. Iran Foreign Ministry announced that UK was an accomplice in the US war, while the powerful Islamic Revolution Guard's military wings said any country that supports the US military will be responsible for the consequences and repercussions. The United Kingdom has allowed the US to launch defensive operations from British bases hosting American personnel and aircraft, while refusing to cooperate in offensive operations against Iran. Although US President Donald Trump has repeatedly criticized the British government and former Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer for what he has deemed as lack of support for his war. However, Iran comments recently sought to paint the UK as a party to the campaign. Donald Trump's government has announced new double-digit tariff on 60 countries, including the United Kingdom. Trump introduces the temporary levies after the Supreme Court struck down its biggest and most ambitious tariffs measures in February. Although the United Kingdom remained on a 10% tariff rate and the preferential access secured under agreement with US remain in place. And that is the news from Hunyanza Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving into our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya. Iran claimed new drone strikes against U.S. military facilities in Bahrain, Jordan, and Kuwait on Friday as explosions were heard near a military base hosting U.S. forces in northern Iraq, and video showed dramatic drone interceptions. The attacks came hours after the U.S. military said it completed a 13th consecutive night of strikes on Iran aimed at halting attacks on ships, despite few ships risking passage. The pace at which the U.S. is unsustainable and has become a point of tension within the Trump administration, according to the U.S. military and intelligence officials. Liberian authorities have seized approximately $317 million worth of cocaine that was allegedly destined for Europe. Police recovered 3,971 kilograms of cocaine during a raid in the town of Duazon, east of the capital, Monrovia. Two suspects were arrested, one carrying both Spanish and Colombian passports and other holding a Serbian passport. Authorities said the origin of the cocaine remains unknown. Coleman said chemical testing and examination of the markings on the packages would be required to determine where the shipment came from, according to the Police Inspector General Coleman. And that ends the news from Koliamzat Studio, Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya.
Welcome back once again. In the exciting world of sports, Jurgen Klopp began his tenure as Germany head coach on Friday with a direct warning to the media, saying he would resign if his family's privacy is not respected. The 59-year-old was unveiled on a 4-year contract to replace Julian Nagelsmann, who stepped down this month after Germany's last 32 World Cup exit to Paraguay disclosed this at his press conference. The appointment had been widely expected for weeks and marks Klopp's first role in management since ending a 9-year spell at Liverpool in the summer of 2024. Jurgen Klopp's contract runs through to the 2030 World Cup, which will be co-hosted by Spain, Portugal, and Morocco, while his first game to be in charge will be on the 24th of September when Germany hosts the Netherlands in a Nations League group stage match. To wrap up the news this evening, here's a recap of the headlines. Budget Office says 1.3 billion Presidential Council funds were not released. Oyo government delegation visit rescued learners in Orire, pledges tighter security. Trump set to hit 60 countries with fresh tariffs. Liberia seizes $317 million of cocaine bound for Europe. Klopp takes charge of Germany, demand respect for family.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo88.7fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here's a quick tip. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan, the most listened to radio station. I am Oluwatosin Ologun. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information